Greetings everyone, welcome to Commerce Classes. As you all know, we have started with inventory valuation LCM rule, which says that inventories should be valued at least of cost or market price. Okay, so in this we have already studied the rule in the preceding videos. We did one question based on raw materials. So today we will be taking up a question which involves raw material as well as finished products. Okay, so let us move on to the example. Now you are given that ABC Limited manufactures a product using raw material P2. The company purchased 8,000 kg of raw material at the price of 15 rupees per kg. Company paid GST of 2 rupees for which it will avail tax credit. So since you are availing tax credit, so this 2 rupees GST will not be a part of cost. Then you paid freight, loading and unloading charges. So this will be a part of cost. Then company has taken loan or bank overdraft for purchases on which you paid interest of 5,000. So interest is again a financial charge. It is not considered. Normal loss in transit is 3%. So 3% of this will imply 240 kilograms. So up to 240 kilograms you have a normal loss. You actually received 7,500 kilograms. That means you have a loss of 500 kilograms, right? So which is beyond 3%. So you have a case of normal as well as abnormal loss. So we can work on this in the notes. First of all, raw material purchased. So because our inventory is quantity into price. So quantity and pricing both are to be measured. So let us first measure the quantities. You purchased 8,000 kilograms. Out of 8,000 kilograms, the quantity that you have received is 7,500 kilograms. So if you received 7,500 kilograms, it means you have a loss of how much? Out of 8,000 you received 7,500, you have a loss of 500 kilograms. Now 3% loss is normal loss. Okay, it is 3%. So out of the total of 8,000 kilograms, 3%, that is 240 kilograms can be taken as normal loss. So any loss beyond this will be abnormal loss. So you have abnormal loss of 260 kilograms. Coming to the quantity that you are receiving, you must be using some of this. So you manufactured 1400 units and you require 5 kilogram of raw material each. Okay, so quantity used will be, you produced 1400 units at the rate of 5 kilograms per unit requirement. So 7,000 kilogram of raw material is used. So how much raw material is left as a balance? Since you had a total of 7,500, so you are left with 500 kilograms of balance of raw material. So this is the raw materials working, that is the quantity part. Okay, normal loss will be spread. So when we say normal loss is spread, it means the cost is spread over 8,000 minus 240 units. Abnormal loss will be measured, cost of quantity used can be measured, and closing balance of raw material can be measured. So these two measures can be there. Next is the other cost of production. That means apart from using this material, you are having other cost of production like labor cost. So if we go for the calculation of cost of production, you will be having raw materials, you will be having labor, direct overheads. Fixed overheads are on the capacity of 10,000 units, right? Now during the year you sold 1200 units at a selling price of 185 per unit. So this is how you have sold the goods. Since you have a total production of, so quantity of production can also be measured. Quantity or units produced is, you have produced 1400 units. Since there are no balances given, this is the opening balance given, production. So quantity sold or units sold is, you sold 1200 units. So your closing stock of finished product will be 200 units. So this is the closing balance. Selling price is given 185 per unit. Now calculate abnormal loss, closing stock of raw material and finished goods, assuming finished goods can be sold at 140. So this is the selling price at the end of the year. subject to the commission of 10%. It means net realizable value will be 140 minus its 10%. So 10% of this is how much? 14 rupees. So if I subtract 14 rupees, my net realizable value is 126. And replacement cost of raw material is also given 18. So we are given both the informations for use of LCM rule. So there are two cases that we are to do. One is when you are having the selling price and cost of raw material as 140 and 18 respectively. In another case, other information is given. So let us work for the prices. So we know the quantity of raw materials left with us. We know the quantity of closing stock left with us. So starting with the pricing of the inventories, let us start with the pricing of raw materials. So let us first calculating cost price of raw materials. So this includes purchase price. So you purchased 8,000 kilograms at the rate of 15. We are not adding 2 rupees of GST because that is being used to avail tax credit. So then it cannot be a part of cost. Then you have freight etc. as 11,920. So your total cost price is 1,31,920, right? So there was some amount being written. So 1,31,920 is the total cost. So this is total cost. Now how many units will be considered here? Kilograms. You purchased 8,000 kilograms of goods, but you have lost 240 kilograms. This is your normal loss. So your quantity that you will consider here is after adjusting normal loss, because normal loss is spread over the entire quantity. So 7,760 kilograms of raw material is costing us 1,31,920, right? So cost price per kilogram is 1,31,920 divided by 7760. So this is coming out to be 17 rupees. Now valuation of different amounts can be done, but let us calculate alongside pricing of or cost price of finished goods. Now in order to produce finished goods, what are we using? We are having 5 kilogram being used for raw materials. So raw materials cost will be 5 kilograms at a price of 17 per kg, that is 85. Then you have direct labor cost of how much? 35. Then you have fixed overheads and variable overheads. So direct expenses or overheads 15,400, and since you produced 1400 units, so it is giving us 11 rupees per unit. Then fixed overheads are 40,000 on the capacity of 10,000 units, so that is 4 rupees per unit. So cost per unit for production is 135 rupees. Now after measuring the cost, because quantities are there with us, now cost has also been calculated. Now we can start solving the question, that is solutions. So first one is we are to calculate cost of abnormal loss. So value of abnormal loss. Abnormal loss is how much? We have measured it to be 260 kilograms. So 260 kilograms of raw material at 17 rupees per kg, because your normal loss is at cost. So this is measured at cost. You can calculate the amount. This will give you value of abnormal loss. Next is we are to calculate value of inventory of raw materials, okay, which is equal to quantity into price. Now We are to follow LCM rule because inventories are measured on LCM basis. So first part is, if selling price is given and inventory's replacement cost is 18 rupees in the first case. So case 1 we can say quantity left is, inventory balance is 500 kilograms, okay, and pricing is least of cost, that is 17 rupees, or net replacement cost, that is 18. So least of the two is 17, so it is 500 rupees inventory value. Then in this case we are to calculate, this is not the second case, then we are to calculate value of finished goods stock. So finished goods left with us are 200 units. Again the pricing is least of, its cost price is 135 and its net realizable value is 126. So 135 or 126. So 200 units at 126. This is value of finished stocks. Similarly, we can work for the second part also. Second part says that the goods can be sold at 180 subject to selling commission of 10%. That means 180 minus its 10%, 18 rupees. So 162 rupees NRV will be there. So for the second case, we can write an additional information. NRV is 180 minus 10%, that is 162. And replacement cost of raw material is 15 rupees. So abnormal loss is same as it is, but raw material value will be 500 kilograms at the least of cost price, that is 17, or replacement cost 15. So that is 15 rupees will be considered. So 7,500 will be the value of inventories. Similarly, if we are to calculate closing stock of finished goods, so its value will be, how many goods are left with us? We are having 200 units at the least of cost price 135 or net realizable value, that is 162. Least of the two is 135, right, out of 135 and 162. So inventory will be measured at 135 rupees each, that is 27,000 rupees. So this is how inventories of raw material and finished goods are measured. So you measure, number one, inventory quantity, quantity of closing stock, quantity of raw material, right, raw material left with you, closing stock left with you. Then you measure the cost price per unit, which in the present case is 17 rupees. Okay, so this is this much. Okay, now after considering the cost of raw material and of finished products, when we are to measure the value of the inventories, we will follow LCM rule. So least of cost price or NRV, net realizable value, will be considered. So I hope this is clear to you. Consider this, and you are given the solution also. So if you happen to get these answers, it means you have understood the questions, you have understood the process. So please do this question and check your solutions. So that is it. Thank you for the day.